Okay, we're going to do a couple of these just to kind of make sure, in case I'm not here, you have seen it again. The thing I want you to be aware of is the fact that these can be seen two different ways. You can see this as they have -6 times 1, or you can see it as -1 times +6. Those both work, but in order for this number and this number to have a common factor, there is some thought process in that. In this particular problem, I would probably choose the +6 and the -1 because 36 is positive. I don't know why that's the what I would choose, but it's what I would choose. So if I factor out a +6, what I have left is a -1x, which you guys know shouldn't be written with a -1 in front of it, but it can be. And then since I have left over here 1/6, so I'll bring down the +6. So that can be written like that, or that could be written like 6 times -x plus 6. Both ways work. Now, I'm going to do the other way simply because I want to make sure that you've seen it for the test. If I have -6x plus 36, and you wanted to factor -6 out, then this 36, in order to have a common factor, I would need to make -6 times -6, because we know according to the rules, it takes two negatives to make a positive. So I need to be a positive 36, and I can only get that by multiplying by a negative times a negative. So with that being said, if I chose to go that route, if I pulled out the -6, I factored out the -6, I am left with a +1, which would be the positive x. And I'm left with a -6, which would be -6 times x minus 6. Now, the thing I want you to notice is that if you look at this one and this one, we know that negative numbers are really opposites. In other words, 2 is -2, 4 is -4. They're opposites. So I'm going to change this to red so that you notice it. But what is the opposite of +6? They go together. They're -6. What is the opposite of -x? Well, again, they're opposites, so they work. What is the opposite of +6? -6. So that is why both ways work, because you just made the opposite of every single number that's in there. Higher level thinking, deeper understanding, just something to think about. So if I were doing this problem, I am going to see, my brain automatically makes this a -9, so I want to factor out a -9 times +1. This one would be -9 times +2. So I'm factoring out that -9. So -9, put the parentheses. What is left, the factor that is left, is 2x. The factor that is left here is 1, and it goes against everything. Some students want to make sure they put that negative there, but you'll notice we already have it taken into account right here. So I don't need to put another one, because two negatives would make a positive. So I have to put just the +1 that's left there. So there's that solution. There is another way to do it, but I'm not going to stress over doing that at this particular moment in time. So those are the two questions that I wanted to make sure that you saw and have seen them done different ways so that you can make sure that you apply all the skills that you know, even if it takes a minute.